Assalamu alaikum and greetings everyone. Hope you all are doing well. First of all, thank you for joining us tonight for our webinar titled as Workshop on Amazon Web Services, organized by IEEE Young Professionals Karachi. We are extremely honored to have you all with us tonight. This is Samra Hussain and I'll be your host for the rest of the session. I'm the communication officer at IEEE Young Professionals Karachi. On behalf of the IEEE Young Professional Karachi, I humbly welcome you all to this webinar. Our guest speaker, Mr. Sumana Zameen, former SSR at IEEE Lahore section for the year 2021, has now been awarded a Community Builder Award recently. He is the AWS User Group Leader and AWS Community Builder. He has received various national and international awards, recognition for his work, along with working as a data engineer at Nestsolve Technology. Now, I would request our guest speaker to initiate with the webinar.
Thank you very much for the introduction. The today's workshop is on Amazon Web Services. What is Amazon Web Services, and how can you create an account on it? How can you even deploy your personal portfolio website on it? So this will be like the topic of my workshop. So automate static website deployment from GitHub to S3 using AWS Core Pipeline. So coming towards the next slide. I'm the AWS community builder and the AWS user group leader. And also I'm the community leader at AWS Community Pakistan, and I was a former AWS educate student ambassador. Currently, I am working as a data engineer at Network Technologies. I've been IEEE member for about more than 5 years. I was chairperson IEEE UUT, one of the oldest student branches in IEEE Law section. I served as a chairperson in 2020. Then I served as a SSR student section student representative at IEEE Law section. So thank you very much IEEE Young Professionals Karachi for organizing this wonderful webinar. So what's the agenda of the workshop, and what will we will learning uh, after listening towards the workshop? We will be discussing about computing for absolute beginners, and then what is AWS, and then we will see how you can create an AWS account and what's the easy process. But what are the AWS resources apart from this workshop? You can go in and learn about that, and then we will move towards the demo. I've also written a blog on it right after the workshop. You can go and read that. I will be following that blog. So it will be easier for you to replicate the same process to deploy this website automatically, and how it easily uh, makes you and enables you to get the things done. So what is cloud computing? Very basic question. Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. Instead of buying and owning and maintaining physical data centers and servers, you can access technology services such as computing power, storage, databases on as needed basis from a cloud provider like Amazon Web Services. So this is the basic definition. Whenever you will Google, you will get this definition. So I would like to move on to the next slide, and then from the video point of view, you can get the better understanding what cloud computing is and then what AWS is.
Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet, with pay-as-you-go pricing. Instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and servers, you can access technology services such as computing power, storage, and databases on an as-needed basis from a cloud provider like Amazon Web Services. Organizations of every type, size, and industry are using the cloud for a wide variety of use cases, such as data backup, disaster recovery, email, virtual desktops, software development and testing, big data analytics, and customer-facing web applications. For example, healthcare companies are using the cloud to develop more personalized treatments for patients. Financial services companies are using the cloud to power real-time fraud detection and prevention. And video game makers are using the cloud to deliver online games to millions of players around the world. With cloud computing, your business can become more agile, reduce costs, instantly scale, and deploy globally in minutes. Cloud computing gives you instant access to a broad range of technologies so you can innovate faster and build nearly anything you can imagine. From infrastructure services such as compute, storage, and databases, to Internet of Things, machine learning, data analytics, and much more. You can deploy technology services in a matter of minutes and get from idea to implementation several orders of magnitude faster than before. This gives you the freedom to experiment and test new ideas to differentiate customer experiences and transform your business, such as adding machine learning and intelligence to your applications in order to personalize experiences for your customers and improve their engagement. You don't need to make large upfront investments in hardware and overpay for capacity you don't use. Instead, you can trade capital expense for variable expense and only pay for IT as you consume it. With cloud computing, you access resources from the cloud in real time, as they're needed. You can scale these resources up and down to grow or shrink capacity instantly as your business needs change. Cloud computing also makes it easy to expand to new regions and deploy globally in minutes. For example, Amazon Web Services has infrastructure all over the world, so you're able to deploy your application in multiple physical locations in just a few clicks. Putting applications in closer proximity to end users reduces latency and improves their experience. No matter your location, size, or industry, the cloud frees you from managing infrastructure and data centers so you can focus on what matters most to your business.
So this was a brief introduction of cloud computing, and yes, it frees you from managing servers, managing different workload that was like legacy systems. Coming towards, there are different cloud providers, and one of the major and one of the prominent is Amazon Web Services. Uh, you have heard about Amazon. It's this same company, and it's the uh, part of AWS is a part of basically Amazon. So Amazon Web Services is the world's largest, most comprehensive, and broadly adopted cloud platform. So it has more than 200 fully featured services, which I will show you in the demo. And there are millions of customers that use this. If very very much customers are using AWS for their needs. We don't know. We even use our mobile apps and then the backend, the databases, and all other things. You often have. I give a very classical example here, like whenever there is a result announcement of the of any board, the website goes down, or no one is able to access the website on a specific amount of time. For example, if it is announced that the result of Lahore board will be available at morning 10 a.m. So everyone, like around 5-10,000 people, try to reach the website, and then the website goes down. So if they have used the cloud computing, they can leverage the power on the single click of button. So that's how powerful is cloud computing, and that's what is AWS. So moving towards the next slide, you can better understand what AWS is right after you have seen the video of the cloud computing. So
AWS is the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud platform. Millions of customers trust AWS to power their infrastructure and applications. Organizations of every type and size are using AWS to lower costs, become more agile, and innovate faster. AWS provides on-demand delivery of technology services via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. You can use these services to build and run virtually any type of application without upfront costs or ongoing commitments. You only pay for what you use. AWS gives you more services and more features within those services than any other cloud provider. This makes it faster, easier, and more cost-effective to move your existing applications to the cloud and to build anything you can imagine. From infrastructure technologies like compute, storage, and databases, to emerging technologies such as machine learning and artificial intelligence, data lakes and analytics, and Internet of Things. Building on AWS means you can choose the right tool for the job. For example, AWS offers the widest variety of databases that are purpose-built for different types of applications. With AWS, you can leverage the latest technologies to experiment and innovate more quickly. We are continually accelerating our pace of innovation to invent entirely new technologies you can use to transform your business. Like pioneering the serverless computing space with the launch of AWS Lambda, which lets developers run their code without provisioning or managing servers. And AWS built Amazon Sagemaker, a fully managed machine learning service that empowers everyday developers and scientists to use machine learning without any previous experience. We are constantly expanding our global network of AWS regions, so you can access AWS services to build and run your applications from anywhere in the world. Each of these regions has multiple availability zones that are physically separated from each other and connected by low latency, high throughput, and highly redundant networking. This makes it easy to design and operate applications that are scalable, fault-tolerant, and highly available. Our infrastructure is built to satisfy the security standards of the most risk-sensitive organizations. You also have access to the AWS Partner Network, which has thousands of systems integrators who specialize in AWS services, and tens of thousands of independent software vendors who adapt their technology to work on AWS. With the largest community of customers across every industry, AWS has unmatched experience and operational expertise you can depend upon for your most important applications and every imaginable use
Absolutely
case.
right. That AWS has a very large resources with respect to other cloud computing providers. So coming towards how can you create an AWS account? So simply going on aws.amazon.com, just like signing up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or any other account, you can simply fill in your details and then you can add your debit card or credit card. So the real problem occurs here. Most of the time, the students are unable to add the credit card or debit card, and because either they don't have, or either if they had a account of specific bank, it doesn't work. So from our experiences from the community, the people say like Mizan Bank works and then NeaPay accounts also works. So if a student doesn't have account of a specific bank account, he can simply sign up for NeaPay account, and it's totally online. So you don't have to go to the bank to create account, and then it takes almost a week from the conventional point of view. So that's why we are recommending NeaPay. We are not endorsing or we are not promoting. We are just sharing because it has created easiness for the AWS enthusiasts, and we are good to go. So you have now created the AWS account, and now we will be logging into the AWS console. We will show the demo, but coming towards the next slide, I would like to share a few resources. And furthermore, I will also share this presentation with the organizers so that they can share it with you. I have compiled resources of AWS where you can get everything you want, even from documentation, architecture, or even case studies, and then even slides also if AWS and blogs and all sector everything. Even you can follow AWS YouTube channel. There is a platform known as AWS Training. It is now rebranded at Builder website. There are lots of courses where you can go and learn AWS free of cost. So there are other resources as well, like a Twitch, AWS Twitch channel, Coursera, podcast, GitHub. You can follow it 100 days of cloud, 100 days of AWS hashtag. There are different articles. You can follow AWS leaders on the LinkedIn for the up-to-date content. Moreover, there are also YouTube channels of free code camps playlists for cloud practitioner. I will also discuss what are the different levels of learning AWS, and there is always a free tier for 1 year. And if you use these services, you won't get any bill. So where the student makes mistake, and I will share it in the next step. Also, in the end, I will also share about the different companies that do give of job opportunities. So keep tuned with us. So these are the paid resources. I'm not promoting, I'm just endorsing so that if you are interested and if you have capacity, you can also go for the practice exams of John Bonsor, digital training, a cloud guru, cloud academy. Each of them are outstanding courses, and each of them are very good courses to do. So after creating account, for example, you use some service which was not in the free tier. So how can you save your bill? One option is like if you are active community member, you regularly contribute to the AWS community via writing articles, blog, or just like I'm doing or promoting the AWS in the tech ecosystem of Pakistan. And so you can easily get credits about $25 or $100 or even $150. So by simply going into info@awscompany.pk. So there are, if you are a startup and if you have startup or if you are in final year and you aim to get AWS credits up to $1,000, you can apply for AWS Activate Founders Edition. Just Google it. I will also share the link afterwards in the presentation. And there are other different AWS programs where institutions can go and apply for the AWS credits. Even there is a AWS Educate, and there is also AWS Academy program as well. So there are the different AWS certifications. You can see foundational, associate, and then professional level. Uh, Foundational level cost about $100, associate cost $150, and professional cost $300. So there are different AWS programs as well. You can go and interact with the AWS employees for. So there are free credits, free exam voucher, and mentorship. More details you can go and follow on awscommunity.pk. So here's the demo time. Now I will be showing you how you can deploy the static website and automate it so that you can easily uh, do the changes on the website. So here's my screen. Let me share my screen. Yes. So here you can see once you log in into AWS by like simply signing up and then giving the credit, there will be a account number, account name which you added. There is a AWS regions. There are multiple regions, and you will be seeing in the further tutorial how this region will be important. Also, there is a blog written. What we will be doing here is like there is a developer. He pushes the code to the AWS GitHub, and then we have interacted AWS cloud with the GitHub. We have integrated, so whenever there is a change, AWS code pipeline rejects it, and then it pushes to the S3 bucket. And what is S3 bucket? I will tell, and then it gets deployed on the website. So basically, this is a CI/CD pipeline, and we have used GitHub as a source provider, and then when any new changes are done, there it is reflected into S3 bucket. And S3 bucket, we have enabled S3 bucket as a static website deployment. So what tools are used and what are their explanations? The explanation are code pipeline. It is a continuous delivery service you can use to automate the steps required to release your software. So it automates and it makes life easy. So Amazon S3 is a highly scalable object storage service. You can have different options on how you want to store data. Just consider it just like a hard disk on the cloud. What are the prerequisites? You should have an active AWS account, S3 basic knowledge, a static website, very easy to create. You will see further I will be creating, and then a GitHub repository. What are the limitations for it? The dynamic website won't be supported because it doesn't support the server-side scripts. Step number one, we have just covered. Step number two, we are just logging into the S3 bucket, logging into the console. The step three here is to create a S3 bucket, and we have to create a DNS compliant name, and we have to specify the region for where your bucket will be used. So set the permissions, and we will be publicly of like let me show the bucket. So here we go, and S3 bucket console. Simple. I have already created some buckets for the testing purpose and demo purpose. So let me say the bucket name is IEEE Young Professional / Karachi. So it must be unique. and I need to select. Look, it is a global service because this bucket name is unique globally. The region US East one, and we will block all public access turned off. The reason here is because we have to access the website and we will make the contents of the bucket public. So we will be acknowledging yes, we take this, and then we will keep the remaining settings as default. Once we have created, we will go onto the static website hosting and enable the option as seen in the blog. Afterwards, we will be adding the bucket policy. So here is the site. We will be going into the bucket properties. Here you can see the static website hosting. Yes. So we want to enable yes, we want to make it a static website. Yes, host a static website option, we will be selecting that. So let's say index.html and error.html. So we have just, so you may be thinking there is no index.html file. We will be creating on GitHub and then it automatically will add here. So now you can see here is the bucket enable, and this is the website URL public which we will be accessing, and our website will be visible here. So now as per the blog, we will be updating the permission of S3 bucket so that it anyone can access and it is accessible. We will be editing the bucket policy. As far as policy is concerned, this is the content that I want you to copy. Okay, so there is unique or ARN of a bucket. So what mistake usually people do, you have to add slash and asterisk as well. So oops, give me a minute. So you can see the ARN here is example.com, and we will be adding our ARN of the bucket. Yes. Now it's perfect. And slash asterisk. Every content that is uploaded on the bucket and it will be applied the policy. We will be saving the policy. So moving towards, we will be creating the GitHub repository. We will be creating a GitHub account. It's very much straightforward. You can go and simply create a GitHub account. Okay, so here am I. Create a new repository. For example, my repository name is IEEE Young Professionals Karachi. So basic website description, basic website. So here's a small announcement. If this meeting goes off, if you want to join this meeting, please click on the same link, and you can easily join it afterwards. So this meeting will be expiring in less than a minute. So please do join this meeting again from the same joining link which you choose to join this meeting. So here we are on the GitHub creating a new repository. You have the option to make it public or private, and we will simply creating the repository. So we will be creating a new file here. Okay, so let me copy this demo